Namaskaram, Sarji. My first question for your YouTube channel is that inside a human body, there are a lot of bacteria, each with their specific roles. Like some help us to digest food, other fights with infections. So my question is that because they're living, do they have soul inside them?
Namaste to all. I got three interesting questions from one of my channel viewer. Very important and interesting also. The first one is this one. I hope you heard the audio I played from my other mobile. Whether the bacteria which are living inside the human body, do they have souls? Or whether they are jivatmas? Yes, they are souls, they are jivatmas. Bacteria is the name of the body. Like similarly we say, this is a human, this is a dog, this is a cat, like that this is a bacteria. Bacteria is the name given to the Pancha Bhautik Sharir. Even the bacteria is made from the five elements: Agni, Vayu, Jal, Akash, Prithvi. So bacteria is the body and the Jivatma resides inside the bacteria's body. Thereby the bacteria is able to do its activities. Whatever it is doing, it has its own prana system, it has its own eating system for it to survive. Whatever is the system that is designed for its purpose to live, it is given by Paramatma, created by Paramatma, so it will do its work like that. It's a Bhog Yoni. Human beings are not only Bhog Yoni, human beings are Karma Yoni, but bacteria, virus, animals, whatever we see in this world other than human beings are Bhog Yoni. They can only do their karmas, like this is your pristine deed which you must do, and they will do it. Human beings not only can not only does bhoga, but it can also do new karma to shape its future. Bacteria cannot shape its future, so that we must understand. One more important thing is, see, inside the body, like example human body, I was listening to one doctor, intestine doctor. He was mentioning that there are about 15 trillion bacteria inside our system. 15 trillion, 20 trillion he was mentioning. So trillion bacteria are there. Each bacteria is a jivatma. And understand, every jivatma's karma is controlled by Paramatma. Karma fal, not karma. The karma fal is controlled by Paramatma. And one human being, inside one human being, there are trillions. There are about so many billions of people in this planet. And similarly, so many other animals. Inside the animals also, the bacteria lives. Inside our body, we might have harmful bacteria, as you mentioned. They are all jivatmas, and every jivatma's karma is controlled by Paramatma. So we must always be thankful and worshipping that Paramatma who is so much great, who is able to completely control everything. So it's a very important and interesting question. Thanks for asking. The second question I'll play now.
Saji, my next question is that I was listening to Acharya Agnivrat. He's a very famous personality and he always talk about Vedas. So I was listening to one of his video in which he was telling that the vegetarian animals came first into the earth, like the elephants, the giraffes, cows, buffaloes, goats, like this kind of animals who are vegetarian, they came first with the humans, and the non-vegetarian animals came later or in the second generation. So, sir, my question is that is there any evidence in Vedas to support this point?
Yeah, very important and interesting question again. Acharya Agnivrat ji. I'm also subscribed to his channel. I also see some of his videos, not regularly, maybe once in 2-3 months see his video, because mostly he speaks about the scientific aspects and physics aspects in the Vedic Dharma. So I follow him sometimes, rarely, but not regularly, but I like him very much. He's a quite a intelligent person and very wise person, as per my feeling when I see his videos. And in this case, yes, he is right. In a way, I mean, the answer is like this. There is a Purusha Sukta mantra which speaks about this. I forgot the mantra. I think Tasmat Yajnat Sarvotah Richah, not Richah, Sambritam Prishadajyam something. The word comes is Prishadajyam. Ajya Padarth, we say, right? Ajya Ahuti. Ajya means Grit ka Ahuti. We say the ghee, the buttermilk, or the milk, etc. are called as Ajya Padarth. Those padarth which are moist in nature. So Paramatma says in the mantra that I created those food which are moist in nature, indirectly indicating that Paramatma created those animals which gives us moist food. like milk or ghee, etc., etc. So Paramatma creates the cow first, then he creates the other animals which are useful for human beings like horse, like goat, etc., etc. So that is mentioned in the Veda mantra in Purusha Sukta. But there is, I have, at least to my knowledge, there is no mention about non-vegetarian animal first and, sorry, vegetarian animal first and non-veg animal second, something like that. But Paramatma says, my first creation is cow and these kind of animals which produces you ajya padarth, which will give the human beings pushti. Pushti means we can become healthy by consuming their milk and etc., ghee, butter, doodh, etc., etc., right? So this is what Paramatma mentions in the Vedas. So first creation is of course cow. Then later on, probably in the sea, when the human beings were, before the human beings were created, the necessary atmosphere for human life to sustain was created by Paramatma before the human beings. So we cannot be very sure whether when the animals and when the human beings were created, all the other animals were already created or not. But for sure, these animals which gives milk and other moist padarth to us were created for sure. So this is mentioned in Purusha Sukta. And I do not know exactly which Veda mantra he refers about this vegetarian animals and non-vegetarian animals. I have not come across such a clear Veda mantra so far. Maybe in future if I come across, I will let you know. Now the last question is,
Saji, there is mention of astrology in Vedas. Please correct me if I'm wrong. My question is that is there any mention of palmistry, like reading palms in Vedas?
yeah, again another interesting question. Yes, astrology means Jyotish Shastra. Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakaran, Nirukta, Nighantu, Jyotisham. These are 6 Veda Angas, we say, limbs of Vedas. For understanding properly the Veda mantras, a person has to have this knowledge, this Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakaran, Jyotish, etc., etc. So Jyotish Shastra is one of the limb of the the Vedic Vedas basically, but not the Jyotish Shastra which speaks about palmistry and horoscopes. These are man-made Jyotish Shastra, but the Jyotish Shastra in the Vedas speaks about the mathematical calculations of movement of planets, etc., and also other mathematical concepts which are required for us to live a happy life. But reading the future by seeing my rekha in my hand, that you will become a doctor, you will be a rich person, poor person, you will die early, you will live long life, all those things are man made. So in fact we must, God prohibits in a way that you cannot predict your future, you should not do it. So we must, because God says that your future is in your hands. You have the capacity, you have the capability, you have the ability to think, and you have the ability to do your karma to shape your future. Animals cannot do it, you can do it. You are a unique animal. So do not spend time in understanding what you will do tomorrow, whether I'll be rich person or poor person. It's in your hands. Work hard and do it. So the current palmistry, the horoscope predicting the future is not in the Vedas. The Jyotish Shastra available in Vedas is completely different subject. So we should never ever spend our time in going towards the modern astrology to learn about our future. This is all. These are the answers for your 3 questions. I hope other people also would have understood. Thank you so much. Namaste. Om.